Libra, welcome to a special reading for October through December 2022, otherwise known as the end of this year. This is a manifestation reading, and it's a different spread than I normally use. I'll explain exactly what each position means after I lay out the cards. Whatever it is that you'd want to bring into fruition. and but we deal with the energy around all of this. It's funny, I thought this was a strange angle because usually I can get that in the shot. So whatever, we can work with this. Okay. And the Eight of Swords in reverse is actually one of those cards that is more positive in the reversed position. So at least how I read it. So I'm not going to pick an additional card because I do like to end on a positive note. And I do pick additional cards if something seems unfinished or off in some way. So manifestation, what does it mean to you? I wanted to mention that you can manifest relationships as well. I was thinking I have, and I never plug my ebook, but since it has manifest in the title, it might be apropos. I have an ebook called Manifest Your Soulmate. It's about high vibe love. And the reason that I'm mentioning it to your sign, I guess, is because you're a Libra. And Libra is the sign and the house of committed partnership. And so Libra people tend to put relationship as their, big goal in life. And that's cool. The only issue is that sometimes either the person doesn't realize that it's not any relationship, it has to be the relationship. It can't be, you have to be more discerning. The Devil card can mean, you can see those two people who are naked and they're bound together by a chain. And that means that they have horns too. So that means that they are participating in something that isn't holy. And, I'm not bringing any kind of religious dogma into it. It's really about wholesome life and relationship. What is love? When does love get tainted? Love can get tainted by lust. It can get tainted by materialism, getting with somebody because you want the material rewards for that. So look at that. Maybe you want to get out of bondage. And that could be career for sure. Being tempted to work someplace where you have that sense of like abundance on the material level, but you feel empty inside. You don't feel fulfilled for some reason. And this, I remember reading somewhere that the reason people spend money that going shopping and doing all these things that really aren't things that they really value or need is to kind of justify all the sacrifices they make working a job that they despise or just aren't vibing with at the very least. So that really resonated with me, that I think that happens, including, the devil could be addictions. People, having to get drunk or high all the time or on the weekends, just to, blot out the fact that they feel like, that those chains that they describe here, they feel like stuck in bondage. And hey, we only have so many years on this earth. So does that even make sense? Even if you were living in a one-room studio apartment and you didn't have the kind of luxury that probably a lot of Libra people aspire to have, you would likely feel a lot happier and lighter and freer than having a McMansion and going to a job that you feel degraded by for some reason, that you don't think that what you're doing is good, or you're not being praised. You're not being valued. I mean, praise is that all of that, but I mean, you don't feel valued, whatever it means to you. And same with a relationship. And so, what has prompted this desire? The Two of Wands. So this can be I was going to say a turning point, but I mean like a particular crossroads that you're at. Wands are fire energy, so they really speak to freedom and authenticity. And so you may be at a crossroads of your career. You see the world in this person's hand. That can also mean that travel, maybe expansion geographically, is something that you're also thinking about, because perhaps that gives a sense of expansion in your consciousness to go somewhere new and experience new things. It might even be like a relationship. I could say literally if you're with a Capricorn individual and you want to be with a fire sign. But in any case, especially at certain turning points in a person's life, for some reason I was honing in on the early 40s. When we talk about the midlife crisis, because people are living longer, what is considered midlife is it keeps increasing. But I do think that the 40s can be a real time of major shifts in consciousness, because if a person has been doing a career for a certain amount of time, or just a job, if it's not that glamorous, if it's just a job, they may be like really thinking about the fact that they're not getting any younger and they want to do what they want to do. So if you're at that point, the wands are about freedom, and it's like, what is holding you back? What literally is holding you back? I don't like to say literally too much, but really, what is holding you back? Even if you, like I said, you couldn't have things on the material level that you have now, would that be the end of the world? Is slavery acceptable as long as you're making a certain amount of money each year? So just these kind of things that can come up for certain people. And same with relationships. If you feel like you're really trapped in a relationship, that's not a good feeling. So you want to feel free. Then we have the two cards of things to think about that you might implement to start the ball rolling for manifestation. One of them is the King of Cups. This can be a therapist, but it can also be a healer of any kind. So any kind of, and the King, I will not look at gender per se, but kind of the head honcho type of individual that is connected to cups. So also, if you are artistic and you want to get back into that, this could be like an art professor or a mentor who can help you in that way. But it can be some kind of therapist or healer. It could be a religious figure, a priest or a pastor, if you have one that you feel that you can vibe with. Anyone who is a guidance in the areas of the heart. And in addition to that, we have another Cups card, the Four of Cups. Now you see the body language of that person. This indicates that somebody is not the cups relate to water signs and emotions, and the person is blocking whatever that emotion is. So it can be like love. This means that you have to tune into your dissatisfaction, because air signs like Libra tend to intellectualize their feelings. So, I've joked about this many times. I feel like a Libra person or any air sign person loves therapy because they get to talk about their feelings. They get to think about their feelings, but are they feeling their feelings? And this is about connecting with your heart chakra, and also I would say your second chakra. The heart chakra is the fourth, but the second chakra are the emotions in general and our emotional reactions to things. And if it's blocked, this is also the area of creativity. So if this is blocked, the person may have a hard time even discerning who they're connecting to emotionally when they meet somebody. So it would be very easy for somebody to come across somebody who's like the devil and not pick up on those cues. Also, I want to say too that I feel like the devil is a narcissistic personality. So if you have somebody like that in your life, what you have to know is that these types of people are coming from a place of lack of empathy. So it's very hard for these people to feel, and therefore it's very easy for them to hurt others. So being able to realize what you're dealing with and put it behind you, put this person behind you. If you have broken up with this person and they have gotten back, they're trying to get back together with you, realize what you're dealing with. Don't be tempted by the devil, in other words. But it's very possible that this is somebody that you're currently involved with. Maybe you're trying to break free from this person. Maybe you need a counselor or some other healer to help you in that process. But you have to really honor your dissatisfaction, because it's easy to kind of gloss over things sometimes. I know it is. I know that you're just looking for harmony, so you might just try to spiritually bypass or psychologically bypass so that you can just feel those good feelings. But we have a full spectrum of feelings, and the ones that are the more challenging, they don't just disappear because we don't acknowledge them. That's what we call the shadow. So maybe shadow work. What's coming in is the Temperance card. Somebody said to me, as above, so below, which I guess means that the spiritual and the material are one. Or I wouldn't say that they're one. I would say that they are both important to maintain that balance. It's funny, I have said in the past, I think this should be Libra's card, but the Justice card does work for Libra as well. But I mean, that idea of the balance, you see, pouring the water, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Aquarius. But this is actually Sagittarius's card. And so when we talk about the devil, we're talking about over materialism. And like I said, that can come in many forms. It could be, with money, but it could be with the lust or even like the vanity of career success. I mean, of course, being a success can be gratifying on an emotional level, like feeling like you accomplish your goals, and it's not tied to the ego per se, but it can be sometimes tied to the ego, as we know. And this can be a trap. This can be a very easy trap. So getting control of that somehow, And you're going to have eclipses in 2023 in your sign and your opposite sign, Aries. So if you're in a relationship with someone and then later in the year, your relationship to yourself, Libra, that is something to realize that this is going to be triggered, and changes are on the horizon. And the outcome is the Eight of Swords. This is a card of release from the bondage of your own past conditioning that may have trapped you in some of these self-limiting beliefs. And this comes through your own ability to, explore things fearlessly and honestly, and really go for your authenticity. Really honor that above all else. Okay, that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. I hope the rest of 2022 is a time where you can really get in touch with your passions in life. Take care. Bye.